Good afternoon, all my crafting friends. Nana K here with NanaKDesigns.com, and I am going to start on this next video. But I am going to be taking this video, and I am going to be filming a little bit because, like I told you, I'm doing this just like it kind of rolls around as things come up that I feel like I need to tell you about. I'm going to do a little segment of the video, and so it's there might be times where it seems like I just jump from one thing to the other, which is in fact what I'm doing. All right, I just got through doing what I told you guys I was going to do. I told you I was going to go stitch my edges. I've got all my edges stitched, as you see. All of them are stitched on the right side. Now, I went and got my die out. I've got my trusty little Vagabond over here. I'm getting ready to open her up so it can get ready for me to do some cutting. I'm going to start working on the lace. I did go with, let's see if I can find it. I did go with this whitish teal segment. Okay, now I see one that messed up on me. I'm going to have to pull that one out. And that one, it looks like, for a minute. But anyway, I did start on my lace, and I'm printed right many sheets front and back. Had a couple of printing errors, but that's not a problem. And we're going to cut those with the Vagabond. I really do think, for right now, and I wish my teaming order would come with all the rest of my cuts would come, but I think I am going to go with, guys, give me a second. Let me think about this. That's going to be a mighty wide, and I still have to come here. I'm talking to myself. Just give me a second. I think I'm going to go back with the heart design. Simply because this one has the least, area of resistance on the side. Yeah, least area of resistance. Now let me tell you something about what you need to be doing if you've not already started doing this part. You know, I told you to fix your board and measure and get your pages like you wanted them. Now, I didn't allow for a lot of lace on my page, because when my page goes in here, it's pretty much already, when the book closes, out to this edge. I don't want that much sticking out because, again, that interferes with my closure. So let's do some planning. Now, there's nothing here that I can't fix, because that's what I do. I make errors and I fix it. I'm not really saying this is an error. If I didn't want any lace on this, I wouldn't do a thing, because my stitching's right on my edge, and when I put my corners up here, it's going to be fine. I wouldn't do a thing. But because I was teaching you how to do lace, I am going to at least show you what should have been done or could have been done. We could have, number one, cut these pages shorter, like right here, and I can still go do that. I can still go do that by cutting a little bit on each side. Don't want to cut a lot, but that's going to cut some stitching off. It's not a problem. But either way, if I was to put lace on it now, it's going to cover my stitching too, which is a shame. It's a waste. I'm going to think about this, because there's no reason once I get my lace on, if I want to put it right over that, and that's just going to make that edge really strong. And once I get the lace on, I can come back and just put the stitch here, okay? Because the lace will be on both sides. You won't see any of the stitching underneath either. And then we can come back and put stitching here if we want the decorative stitching on, and I do. But I definitely want the lace, okay, on my pages. So let's just continue in the way we're going, okay? So I have stitched, but we're going to be stitching again. What I'm going to show you here is how I prep my lace. Now, let me remind you once again, if you don't have a die cut machine, and you don't have to have an electric one, if you got the big shot, the ones that crank, and you've got a lot of energy, because I'm telling you, it takes a lot of cutting if one die is all you have, and that's all I have right now. Now, I have more than 5 more from Temu. Was supposed to have been here 2 days ago. They've told me they're delayed again. So it may be as late as the 6th to 22nd, I think they said. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to do a cutting and how I get how I paste these together to get the length I need, and how I paste them to do them front and back, because I want them done front and back. So let's just kind of forget for right now that we've actually got stitching there, because I feel like I'm going to be going and doing it again. But the only thing I'm worried about is the bulk, because as you can see, let's hold it up like this. As you can see, that stitching added that much bulk to the book. That's an unstitched page, so it added, about maybe 3/4 of an inch more to the book, just the stitching. So this is something you do as you're planning your book. You need to be aware of the bulk that is transpiring. And since I am talking about bulk again, I need to talk to you about bulk, period. When you are planning your book, there's nothing you can do about the fact that you are going to add pages between these insert tabs. And this is what I'm calling these cuttings that I do here. It's my insert tabs. So that's going to add a little bulk, and there's nothing at all that you can do about this bulk. But I'm going to remind you of this as we go in the other videos, because like I said, this is going to be a major series of doing this book from start to finish. Errors and all, guys, just uncut and unedited. It's going to be whatever happens, and then if I have to correct things, you're going to get to see corrections, and experience is the best teacher. So, all right, so let's get back to the bulk. This is going to add some bulk right here at this spine. But I ain't having any time putting it in there, are I? Which is not something. Let me look at this. Yeah, I see cut pages in there. Okay, I was going to say, have I messed up? I haven't. Okay, you wouldn't understand what I was talking about, so just forget I even said anything. All right, we're going to slide these in, and we're going to attach our insert tabs, and like I said, you're going to get a little bit more bulk back in, but we actually took bulk out of the center here, so we're going to put it back. That's not a big deal. Not a lot of it, but we're going to put some back. But in your planning of your book, guys, and this is real important, in your planning of your book, and you're adding inserts and pockets and maybe flip outs and things of that nature, be very aware that you really do not need to add anything. Probably, I'd say, a 1/2 inch into that spine. Keep away from that, because bulk adds up. The bulk adds up fast in that spine, and that's when you're adding a major amount here, you start getting that gator mouth, and that's what we're trying to prevent. So the tips and tricks I'm giving you, I am trying to give you so that when you're designing the book, you don't get a gator mouth, because with this particular book, these are not signatures you're adding in. These are individual pages and individual projects you're putting in. And once you got the gator mouth, you cannot go back in and tear pages out without ending up with that where you can see where they're tore out. And it's just a whole lot easier to be cautious as you're going along. All right, so let me get back. I am going to do the heart print again. And this time I am going to pretend like I haven't even done the stitching, because I don't want it to go out much further than it hanging over right there on my book. Because like I say, my book's already coming out to where the pages are, so that little bit hanging is going to be right at the edge of my binding, and I don't want it sticking way out, because this time I want to be able to do some kind of really unique closure, which I think we're going to do a flap closure on this book this time. That's what my mind is. You see, I'm already pre-planning even to the very end here. So I've done the stitching which you normally do, but be aware that I'm going to be covering it, but I'm going to come back later and stitch here. So we're going to have bulk up to about right here on this outside edge. Not going to be a problem. All right, so let's take a look at cutting some of these and how we're going to glue them together to get the lengths that we need. And that's important too. I'm going to pull out maybe 3 sheets. That'll get us started good. I'm just going to go, this is 11, so I'm going to pull it out. I say I am. I can't never decide which way to pull this. There we go. I'm going to pull this at 5.5. And I'm going to cut my page 6, because that's what my A Vagabond will hold is about a 6-inch page. When you're cutting more than one thickness on your blades like this, if you've got this kind of a cutter, it's a good idea to go 2 or 3 times to make sure you're cut. Okay, so I've got it. So there's my pages I'm going to be using. Just put it color aside for a minute. We don't need it right now. Okay, next step. I'm going to take my plates, and I will constantly put my plates back in my machine, and you'll hear it buzzing. I'm not going to try to pull it over for you to see the whole machine. I don't think you need to see all that. I will pull it over so you can see some of it. But anyway, we're going to put the paper on that we're going to cut, and I'm going to try to get at least 5 cuttings out of a sheet. So I'm going to start right along that edge, and I'm going to cut my first plate. Like I say, this is time consuming because I am having to do it one at a time. I've ordered, like I said, I've ordered 5 from Temu, and I'll get them. All right, here we go. A little bit of noise. But this machine has saved me a lot of physical stress because I can actually really cut really easily with this machine. It's still a little aggravating, a little time consuming, but it's not that bad. Okay, so then I pull this out, and I have to get all that filler in there and pulled out. And I can't find my little brush right now, so it's a matter of just, it takes a few minutes. Well, I'm going to let you see. It takes a few minutes to get all this back, or a few seconds to get all this out. That's another reason I would like to have more than one. And it makes a lot of debris. The other day I had debris all under my desk. I had to sweep and then vacuum, but this is a little messy part of it, believe it or not, even though we're not even touching the glue yet. This is a messy part, is this cutting and all the debris it makes. I really need me just a little brush to get on my desk to sweep this mess in my hand as I go. So got it cut down again. And I think sometimes I can punch maybe 2 or 3, but I'm putting the blade down. All right, let me get it up here so you can see. I'm sorry, guys. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so see where I had cut that one. I haven't even taken my paper off. I'm laying the next one here so we can cut it. I'm going to cut 5 out of this one sheet. And I really can cut one more time comfortably before I have to actually clean the debris out. So we're going to do that to save a little bit of time since we're videoing this part. I can just kind of pop it once or twice against my trash can, and a lot of it will fall out, but not all of it by any means. So just be aware you don't have to do it every time, but if you try to do it 4 or 5 times, you're going to be so full in there you're not going to get a cut. And then you really have a pain. All right, so it's just easier to go ahead and do it as you're going along. I have reverse on my Vagabond so I can get it. When I hear my first big click, I know it's gone through. If I catch in time, I don't have to get back and push it back. But so now that's 2 cuts I've done. I am going to go ahead and clean it one more time. And I'll stop this segment of the video in just a minute and show you the gluing. So that's all. I'm going to go ahead and do the 5 here and show you what I do. I think it's really important. I need to find my little brush tool that I can usually just roll it across these, and I've really just not even found anything that works all that well. Usually it's just as quick to go ahead and just pop them out and be done with it. Okay, that one's done. Again, put it there again. Yeah, I'm going to be able to get 5 on this one. I don't know how long these dies will cut if you use, how long these dies will cut well if you're using an excessive amount, which obviously my lace is going to get used a lot, it looks like. So that's something to take into consideration too. You're going to be using it a lot. So you may want to order 3 or 4 extras when you order, so you don't catch yourself in a bind, because it takes a right good while for this equipment to come in. Okay, for right this minute, I'm just going to get my debris up and try not to throw all of it on the floor. Some of it's going, but not all of it. And we will place our plate back on the Vagabond, and we will turn this sweet thing back around. Excuse the noise, guys. It's heavy. And I lost my grip a little bit. Put that back where it belongs so I won't lose it. I've already lost my mule. I don't know what I have done with it. And it was a nice wood handle one that I just got, but maybe it'll show up. If you guys will give me a minute, let me take one little swallow of my water. I'm getting dry. I will be glad when this coatedness is gone. Okay, next. These dies are not cutting out my thing. These dies, I guess, were meant to just decorate the edge of the paper, like they were meant for you to put the die on here, like this, and cut it on the paper. I don't do that. I want mine individually because I'm doing a little different. So what I'm having to do is I'm having to come in here and here, right at that edge line, and cut it off. And I'll show you what I do beyond that. There's one more step, but I cut them out like this. So far, that's been easy enough. Okay. Now you understand why I said it was very time consuming when I did it the other day, because it was a learning process the other day for me, but now that I've got the hang of it, I'm probably moving a little faster than I was. Alright, so first steps done. Toss the excess. Next step, I need to give me a second here and let me go make some mess again right here on my floor. So I'd rather be on my floor than my desk. I'm just cleaning out the blade for a minute, y'all. Just give me a second. Like I say, I know this video is a little strange, and there's times you're just not seeing anything going on. I'm here, I promise. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just working on this, but I don't want all this debris on my desk because I'm going to be gluing, and I don't want these little dots and things to adhere behind it again because it makes bulk. I know you're thinking, well, that's just a little teeny dot, but you'll understand when you get to doing this. And this is only if you're adding lace. And oh, and by the way, this step also works with lace you buy in the store. It's just, I would be very cautious if you're going to use this much lace on your book that you buy a very, very, very thin lace. Don't use, hold on, let me grab one. I'm going to tell you what not to use and what to use. And I don't see a real thin, one of my real thin laces. I was starting to think I'm out, but I'm going to show you what I mean the difference between. Okay. What I'm saying is, if you see this is a really thick, it's machine embroidered lace. Now, you talk about adding some bulk. This is going to add bulk if you use that type. If you're going to use it on every single page, which is what I'm doing. The paper lace is a lot thinner. Now, you can use this type of lace, which is what's found on slips and things, and it's a lot thinner if you can find it where it's, in nice small things. Now, that doesn't add a lot of bulk. So that's all I'm trying to say. Be careful if you're going to use fabric lace, if you're being cautious about what you choose. Now, next step here is I need to get a straight line. And I found that the simplest way for me to get a straight line was to put my blade back on like this. Make sure I'm in it very good. Put my fingers stretched out as much as I can. And then at the bottom, I come across and just cut. Now, I used to be an instructor for, Lord have mercy, I hate it when I cannot think of what I'm saying. I've done it for years and now I can't think of it. Oh, Heartfelt Creations, Lord have mercy. Okay, Heartfelt Creations, I was an instructor. And they have a lot of dies. It's got just a straight line cut. And when I get myself together, I am going to go look at my little straight line things and see if I can find one that I can put on the machine at the same time I'm cutting this. But for me, this is really just, once I learned how to do it this way, it was like no time at all, guys. So that's up to you. It didn't take no time at all once I learned how to do this, honestly. Probably just as quick as trying to adjust that little strip down there to meet it. I wish whoever designed this had put the cutting blade all the way down to cut this out. But like I say, I'm using it differently than what they intended to use it. And my next book, I may just take it and try to do each page. Cut it out like this is tended to be cut, but we'll see. We'll see. This is a creative process here, and this is part of it. And like I said, this is raw and uncut, so you are seeing me work as I go along. All right, now we've got 5. This will give me enough to get finish this part of the front segment of this video, this instructional video, to show you how to prep your lace. All right, you got your lace. You've got, now when you cut these out, you're going to have a really flat side and a kind of what's the word I want to say, guys? Y'all know the word I want to say, right? A little kind of embossed side, okay? Looks embossed. Okay. I am going to make longer strips because I need longer strips, okay? And what I want to do is connect two. So if I'm going to connect, I need to make sure they're both connected with the embossed side up. And then I want to get them where they line up as perfectly as I can get them, top and bottom. And I am finding with this one that you almost have to go over three hearts to get a perfect lineup. And even then, it's not absolute perfect, but once you get it on, you see it. So my next step after that is to get glue on as much of this as I can without it oozing all out. We don't want it to ooze all out and get everywhere. But because we're not gluing it on right this minute, it's not a big issue. But I do make sure I've got it across that top, and I do make sure it's all the way across that bottom. Those in between, I'm not going to say is all that important, and I'm not even going to try it. I just, common sense gluing, guys, is what I'm just saying. Okay, so let's line it up again. This will give you enough time to do what you need to do. Try your best to make sure it's straight. Okay. Okay. We're pretty much straight across there, already in line. Okay. Then I just gently take my bone folder, not my bone folder, well, whatever this is. My scraping tool, my flattening tool is really what this is. And you almost cannot even tell that that's two separate pieces. Okay, guys? All right. Then this piece here will lay, and on this one, I am going to bring it in where the edge of my paper, when I do my lace pages, is going to be, and I'm going to go ahead and do this one so you guys can actually get this seen, and I don't have to do this again, because next time I pop you back on here, I'm going to go off for a few minutes and do all this prepping, and next time I come on, you're going to be, it's going to be where I want. Now, another thing is, while you're looking, try to get it lined up where you don't have a lot of excess up here. So I'm going to come where this heart is right in the middle here. I don't like that. I really want it to be edge to edge. So I'm going to have a paper corner here. I am going to have a paper corner protector on the corner here. We'll get to that step next after we get all these prepped. So I'm just trying to decide, do I want to come all the way in with this lace? I want a little bit to stick out. Right here where this gully is, I'm going to let it stick out there and there. And I'm thinking that if I adjust just a little, because I'm going to have a corner protector, I'm not too worried, and kind of cut it right there. I'm going to cut it right there and that one in the middle too. I just don't want a whole lot of little sharp edges. If I'm making sense, that's what I'm trying to prevent, little sharp edges here and here. So yeah, this is going to take time to produce. glue the flat side, not the embossed filling side. You can feel it. Don't glue the top, just up to where you're going to glue it on the paper. To the top, leave that unglued on the first piece you put down, like this. Leave it unglued. I want to make sure I'm in frame, guys. I have to turn around and look at my computer every once in a while. My computer's not in front of me. It's off to my right side. Like I said, I got a specific place I'm doing this. So I'm just running right down that line there. Okay, that should be good. All right, now, back to reality here. We said we were going to put it right to that little dip. Right there in that dip to the edge of the paper. That's how you're going to keep it straight. I got a little dot there that didn't punch out. Watch for that. Once it's glued down, guys, it's not coming back up. So let me find my little tool, puppy tool. It's rolling around here somewhere. Let me get that out of there. Now, that's what I meant by I did not want these pieces on my desk, because that's what happens. It gets on my glue piece. All right. Let's go, and let's just kind of stretch it just a tiny bit and press down. All right, so first piece is on. And that's right pretty. Now what we'll do, and I'll come back and show you once I get it done. I'm going to now go back after I get the back piece on, and I'm going to come back and put my stitch right here because I want my stitching on my pages. And I might even do my stitch right straight down this lace piece, which is a good possibility. All right, let's press it on really good again. This piece thing's nice and flat for me. All right, again, let's go again. Find the embossed side, which is here. Find the embossed side, which is here. Like I told y'all, about 3 over is what it's going to take to get a real level thing with my particular paper lace. Each paper lace is going to be different. Each mold's going to be different, so be aware of that. And get it straight. Now, I am going to have some oozage here again. And again, I want to make sure that I'm not picking up any of these scraps. I got to find me a little brush from my desk. And I shouldn't have done that because I got uneven. Oh. All right, we'll try that again, guys. I got myself uneven trying to move everything. I should do it last. But, again, raw and uncut. I'm only human and I do make mistakes. But the one thing is, God gave me enough brain that I usually can fix my mistakes. Okay, flatten it out front. Clean the desk off. We don't want any black, ugly. Back is done now. All right, so you got your next strip. Now, this is where you get the really nice, steady firmness here. You're going to flip this over like this. You're going to do the same measurement again. You're going to find your measurements, and you're going to cut it again. So we cut it right down the middle there. That's where we're going to cut it again, the back side. We're going to lay this down. And no, you don't have to do both sides, guys. I'll go ahead and tell you. You don't have to if you don't want to. I mean, that's, you know, if that's all you want sticking out, you really don't have to. That's fine for me. I want both sides to be exactly the same. So that's really up to you. If you don't want to do one on this back side, you don't have to. I'm going to give you the option. You get to see it. Let me make sure I'm gluing the unembossed side. Let you get a chance to see it. Now, you know, on this one, I'm going to run the 3 lines like I did before on the other one, to get a good seal to the paper. Okay, remember, we're still going to do corner tabs. But on this one, you're going to have to come across these little scallops at the top, because you want them to adhere down. You don't want them to be open. There's only one incident where those are left open, and that's if you've got a great big pocket, full-size pocket page. When we run across that example, I will show it to you. I'm not going to try to stop what I'm doing and try to explain it right now. But for the most part, when you're doing your lace, especially when you're already doing it individually like this, you're going to just put it all down, and the second piece The second piece is going to be all down. Save these, because you use these in your, save these strips. You'll use these in your journal cards and all. All these strips we cut off, I have got them saved for my journaling cards and my tags and things. Okay, again, before you put your piece down there, good idea to always have wipes available, and I have mine at the front of my desk, so I'm reaching across my desk. Excuse my big old arm in the way. And I can't even get to it for some reason. It won't let me get to it. Oh my goodness. When I want things, it's just, especially when I'm videoing, things just don't want to do like they're supposed to. There we go. But I got my wipes handy always. I'm going to wipe that little bit of excess glue off real quick because it's getting really sticky right there. Okay. I like to keep things kind of neat as I'm going because it's easier to clean up as I go than to make a mess on my project and have to start over. And starting over is not fun. You'd be surprised how much gunk gets on your desk. No, you wouldn't. You do this stuff every day, don't you? Alright, so now let's line it up, guys. And I always start with the scallops. And I really got to put my glasses on. If my head gets in the way, I'm going to apologize. But this is precision work right here. Precision work for me. Okay. Take my flattening tool. And I'm just going to press and press. And there is my second side done. So there's my lace on my page. Lay this aside and let it dry. So I'm going to stop the video for right now. And I will come back and hopefully I will have all the new stitching done, whether I decide to go right down this angle here or on the other side of it. But I really do believe my stitching is going to swirl all through the lace here, guys. Okay, so there's our lacy page. That's what our pages are going to look like in our book, our insert pages. Now that's not got anything to do with our folded pages. That's just our insert pages. So I'll be back in a little bit. Stay tuned. Meantime, do whatever you need to do. Practice on what I just showed you. But I will be cutting lace out and working on pages. And I will probably go in and stitch them back up before I come back. All right. So have fun, guys. I'll be right back. Promise. Okay, I'm popping in for a minute. I was working up a storm on doing all this right here. Getting all the new lace cut out, working up a storm at it, guys, I'm telling you. And in walks my sweet hubby with a package. So my other dies have come in, hoping to make my process a little smoother. So yeah, I got my 4 more strips of this little heart one that I've been working on. But inside my package was a set of really long ones. See what I mean? They're longer than the whole page, right here. And it had a pretty one with a really pretty scalloped edge. Let's see if I can get my machine to turn. So there they are. They reach all the way down and they're scalloped. They're a little bit different, but are basically the same scalloped edge. We're going to see. And I can do 4 at a time. And I won't have to do that gluing 2 pieces together. I don't think. We're going to see how it works out, guys. So I'm getting ready to cut one up. And let's just hope for the best. Be nice if fate was on my side for a change instead of stuff always being against me. I hope that didn't mess up. I'm hoping it popped in the same place. Sometimes my dies will pop out. Okay, let's turn Vagabond back around because you don't need to really see it cut. And let's just see what we end up with. If I have to reprint this page, one page I've already done over, I will. But look at this. Look at this. This particular one is going to eliminate, oh gosh, like, let me see. It's going to eliminate the step of cutting them apart, and it's going to eliminate the step of having to glue them together. So let's see what we ended up with here, guys. I am so excited. I did not even realize I had ordered ones that were larger. All right, now the problem is getting them to break loose from the die. Okay, so there's my paper lace, guys. Look at that. Now, that's a very fragile one. It's a lot more fragile than I think I would normally want. But we're still going to glue 2 together. I'm going to glue them together right about there. So we're going to experiment with this one. It's not quite as intricate, but hey, I wish I could get the heart one in this long, nice long one like this. This is exciting to me though. But this is another type of lace that I just got, paper lace. So I'm kind of liking this. I really like the length. I'm telling you, I really like the length because I don't have to do as much work. I don't like how narrow they are. I wish they were a little thicker. But nevertheless, we're going to experiment with these and see if we like them. Isn't this something? This is just to show you the different things I keep getting. And hey, this is also still my process. Sometimes this happens. I will find something I like better when I've started something. But we are at a point where all I have to do is reprint that one page if I want to go with this type of lace. If it had been thicker lace, I would have probably just stayed with that one. I should have one more. There it is. Yeah, one more. And I may continue on with the one I'm doing. It just depends on what I feel like sitting here doing. I'm going to actually take a scrap piece of our paper. I'm not going to use the one that's going in our book. I've got an extra piece over here in my pile of misprints. I should have 4. I do have 4. Let's just take a look at our new dies and see what they look like, guys. And again, these did come from Temu. And again, this is where I went in and looked up lace border dies. I did look up lace border dies, and that's what I found. I ordered these on the 4th of April. So it took a couple of weeks for them to come in. Excuse my mask. But I do like the look. So let me pull out. Here's a scrap page that we're not going to be using except to make a journal card or something out of. Now, if I was to go out that far, I'm thinking that's too flimsy. That's going to make the lace stick out way too far. So again, we're going to have to go back in. And I'm going to come in to that second. I'm just going to go here. I know where I'm going. I'm just going to see how this is going to work. And if this is going to work on one of our books, this will save a lot of time, a lot of steps. But I do have 5 more of the paper lace, so that's also going to help. And I'm going to glue them up to the second level here. So yeah, so you got just as much time in gluing and all. That's still going to take time. But I sure like the looks of this. I've got a couple more that's a little thicker, and I might try one more different one. I've got another one that's got a scallop edge, but I believe it's a thicker cut. We'll take a look at that one. Okay, guys? But on this one, this is going to prevent having to... Okay, and we want to make sure we're kind of able to cut it where we don't have a lot sticking up. I'm going to be able to still do corner tabs on this one. Okay, let's look at that. Guys, I like it, but I don't like it as good as I do what we've already pre-planned, but I like it. Okay, cut it off here. I don't think we need just that one little strip. And let's do one more because I still want to do it front and back exactly the same. See if we're going to be able to match it up. But you see how fast that one went compared to me standing and doing the other one so much. On the back again. Let's go right down this edge. And this time we're going to want to do the whole scallop all the way around. We want to attach them. I like these lacy borders. I like paper lace, guys. I'm sorry. I call myself a paper shaper, and I have named myself that years ago. People ask me what I do or what my career is, and I say I'm a paper shaper. But now I'm really a digital artist because I actually design so much graphics, and I design a lot. But I hope this is still in, so you're seeing it, and it's a little bit behind that. Okay, we don't need this last two. I don't know why I kept pushing there. Okay, let's see how this paper lace is going to turn out, guys, on this one. I really think I like this one too. So we've got options. My books don't all have to have the same lace on it. Oh, that is really pretty. Okay, let's take our flat blade. Okay, smooth it out. Now none of this one does not have the This one does not have the stitching behind it, so we're not getting that big bulk there either. But guys, I like this. Now, like you say, this is not my actual page I'm working with. This is a scrap piece. I like that. And I've got one more scrap piece over here. I want to try one more different blade. But I like that one. And let's see how it would look in the book. That's the key, is how it looks sticking out the edge there. You can see it, and I still like it. Don't like it as well as I like this one so far, but I do like it. So that's kind of another way, another lacy part we can use. And I've got, let me see. Let's look at the other four. Look at the four we got. Oh, now you see I've got some thicker ones, like this one. Would just be pure, like, would just be really stopping. There's one with hearts that would kind of almost match that one. I want to kind of look at that. Okay, guys, I'm going to cut two of those real quick. And that's all I'm going to cut. I don't want to cut a lot because I don't think I got any more paper cut. I don't want to waste because I'm probably still going to stick with my hearts. But I wanted to show you this, and then I might come back on here after I've got it all done and have it totally redone. But if I do change the way I'm doing something, I'll let you know. And so this just goes to show, if you've got lace to it, that you don't have to have the same lace I've got. But let's look at another set of these. I'm going to break off the ones with the heart on it. I really like that plain one. And I may decide I don't like these at all, you know. I do like the length, though. That I can say. I do like the length. And I can tell that these scallops are a lot better. I've misplaced, guys. I misplaced my... Oh, this is this. These come with little teeny metal strips on them, and you do need to be careful because they will stick in your skin. And because they're coming from a foreign country, I don't know. I just wouldn't want anything to stick in you and cause you to get a bacteria or something. All right, I like that. I also like that one. I don't really like that, but that, you know, that's a matter of seeing what it's going to look like once we get it done. I think I kind of like that one. All right, let's do two of the hearts. See what they look like. Okay, yeah, there's a lot here that I think I would like better. It's going to be between that one and the heart. It's a lot of lace there. Okay, y'all, I'm thinking to myself, just fast forward if you don't want to see this. But I did come up with finding these. I'm just so glad Timmy got these to me right here. I got a whole bunch more, guys. Not just these 4 sets, but I've got another whole set of the same size as the heart ones, different patterns. So I'm really going along here. Okay, let's put out 2 of the heart ones. Just seeing what it's going to look like. I won't waste time on the video putting them back in the package, and we'll do that later. Okay, so aside a minute. Let's run them through the Vagabond and see what we get. Let's just see how this one turns out. I love having options. I don't know how you feel about it, but I love having options. Now, a while ago, I cut a bunch out of these, like this. I'm going to set them aside because I will still use them in this book. I'm set these aside, and I'll use them in the book on cards and all. My desk is getting a little bit rowdy here. I got too excited here. But I do really like the fact that these just cut right on out. I like that a lot. Not as lacy as I think I want. That's the problem. I don't think they're as lacy as I want. I'm trying to be a little prissy here, and I'm not really a prissy person. Look at these cute little hearts that's popping out of these things, though. Look at them little hearts. I don't know what I'd use them for, but I might save some of these. All right, let's look like. There's 2 of those. Set the blades aside. Let's set the scrap aside. I'm not going to worry about the hearts right now. I might save some of them, but they're so tiny. I don't know if we can use them. Maybe with a little butterfly. They might make a good butterfly head. All right, let's see what these look like. Set these aside. All right, one of my scrap pieces that I messed up on. All right, again, Let's see if we want to put it right there. Yep, I kind of like that one. All right, let's glue it and just see what we end up with, guys. I still say, yeah, this is my process. These are the things I go through. I start things and I get ideas and things pop in my head and I change my mind, and that's my prerogative, to change my mind. So you never know what I'm going to end up with. All right, we're going to have to try to center that so we're about the same on end to end. I want the scallop to be right at the bottom of the heart. Okay, flip it over. See, this one come out scrap sticking to your stuff, guys. Have to keep your desk clean. I need to practice what I preach. This one didn't pop out real well, so I've got to try to pull it out. There is a flat side, kind of, and a kind of embossed side to this also, so be aware of them if you get them. Aren't you glad we don't have to hand cut this kind of stuff? You used to. If you want little extra things like that, you had to get them little scissors. I don't know if you've seen them little scissors that cut out these shapes. We used to have to do that to get stuff like this. Times are sure changing. But I sure like this. This one's pretty to me too, guys. I really, 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 really like this one. I could see this one with a piece of ribbon on the edge, like a piece of red ribbon or some kind of colored ribbon behind it. So hearts would stand out. I can see that. But this makes a pretty page too, guys. So I've got a lot of options now. These were, like I say, I will probably, a matter of fact, I am pretty most definitely sure this will become a tag. Because if I got that on it, that's going to become a tag. Or, well, let's go ahead and look at it. Let's see right now. I can go ahead, since this is a scrap piece, I can go ahead and fold that out like that and cut this off, and I've got a pocket that'll something sliding this way. So it's not wasted, but just experimenting. I'm excited. Now I have to make the decision. What's my decision? I bet y'all cannot guess what my decision is going to be on these. All right, let's see. I don't know if I can find all three of them again or not. Okay, so it was this one, and that one. Where did I just stick that last one? Lord have mercy, you're not sunny house. So went back over here. And this one. So which one do you think Nana K is going to go with for this journal? What do you think? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3. I am going to say I'm going to stick with our original plan and go with it. Keep going with it. So that's where we are. But I did want to show you that my dies come in, and so we're going to be able to keep on going, guys. That was fun. Just a fun little pop in and let you see how things go for me periodically. And that my stuff come in. I had mentioned that I was hoping it would come in, and it did. It didn't wait till the 22nd. Now, I do have another shipment from Temu that's lost. It was $70. It was going to be a major haul. I was going to show you guys. It had all kinds of things in it. I was going to show you. But when it gets here, we'll go over it. If not, PayPal's investigating, and they'll just give me my money back, and I'll order again. No problem. All right, guys, so let's get back. I'm going to get back off right now. I'm going to go ahead and open all my new packs of my die, my heart dies. I've already got a whole handful done over here that we're going to keep working on, and I'll be back to append to this when I get all this done and possibly the stitching done. And I might come back and just let you see the stitching being done again. I'm not sure. Don't want to bore you to death. So you know those steps already. You see what I do. So I'll be back as soon as I can. Stay tuned. Okay, guys. Nana K again. I'm jumping back on. All right, let me show. I've got quite a few of the laces done. I've got a lot of lace prepped, as you see here, but it's still not enough to get all the pages done. But I thought some of y'all may be working a little faster than me, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the next step. If you're following along and you've got your book prepped to the point where you've got your insert panels cut here and you've got a few of your pockets already ready. My book's not completely done at the back, but like I say, some of y'all may be faster and want to see videos a little faster than I'm getting my work produced. This cold's whipping my butt, y'all, so I'm having to go take a nap every now and then. My medicine's grogging me out. But anyway, here's where we are. I am going to take the few sheets that I've already done, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put them in your book, in your insert tabs. Now remember, I'm calling this insert tabs. This is my design. I don't think I've seen anybody else do it this way. If there is somebody else doing it, I'll be honest, I've not seen it. So what I'm going to do is, this is my first insert, and you know you have to have two. So be very cautious. Be very cautious when you're getting ready to put it in, that you actually see torn out places right here, guys. This is really important, because if you would accidentally have two stuck together and you get here and you don't see any tore out places, you're going to mess your system up somewhat. So go back and make sure when you're opening up to glue in that you're inside a spot that's got ripped pages between the two tabs. Now, another thing, if you're going to want to stain your tabs, I'm not staining mine, but if you're going to want to stain your tabs, make sure, this is the, let me grab my head's all in the screen, I know, but let me reach up here around my vagabond to get my stain. I'm using the peacock feathers in this book. And if I was going to stain, I would go ahead and put a protector sheet here and a protector sheet down here. And I really don't want to stain mine because I like that edge showing on mine. Just me. I'd put a protector sheet here, and then I'd go in and just stain. Now you don't have to, you can if you want to, that's up to you. I'm not even going to do one, because if I do one, then my gnarly self will have to do them all. So, first things first, open up your little tab. Now you can glue it any way it's best for you. If you want to just do your page and then stick your page in, that's fine. Me, I just kind of like to go like this. Okay? I just kind of like to do it that way. Make sure you're good at the top edge and you're good at the bottom edge. Then you're going to come in like this and insert your page and quickly line it up. Especially if you're using one of these glues that dry quick, you don't have a lot of time, but make sure it's down in that gutter good, and then put your fingers there and just press lightly for right now. Okay. So there is my page inserted back in. Now, like I say, if you want it stained, you can do that before you do that part. It would be very hard to stain it afterwards. And I'm serious, it would be very hard for me to stain it afterwards. I'm feeling like it's not gluing down as much as I want, so if it's not, you need to go back and spread your glue a little more. But really, now I'm using a high quality brochure paper, and if I get glue on it, it's going to look shiny, and I don't want that, so I'm trying not to get the glue right up in that edge. But I am coming back in with my finger, I'm saying in video, and making sure that I've got glue there. I know sometimes you guys probably think I really take too much time, but really, to me, these are important steps that you want it to be done right, and you want the book to last. So I work really hard to make them as secure as I possibly can, and tight and attractive at the same time. Again, I got to do the back tab now. I'm putting my glue on. Light the top, light the bottom, because you want a good seal there and there. Take the tab, and I try to separate, but if you don't separate, it don't matter. But I really kind of want to put my finger down in my gully here. Gutter, gully, whatever you want to call that. My gutter, my book gutter. And I want to pull forward. Okay? And if you watched my first video when we were tearing these pages, you know that a couple of them, the pages were really brittle. And as you see here, when I tore it, I lost a lot of the strip there. Now I'm going to go back and show you what I meant about our books. I told you to save pages. If y'all recall, I told you to save your book pages that you're working on, because you want them. So here's one of the book pages. I saved my pages from this book so that if I ever needed a page out of this book, I would have it. So let me go show you what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to repair that place. Just make sure you're glued down here good. I just caught my fingernail on one, so I got to go back and glue it. When I catch a place, I just can't resist going back and making sure it's right. I get really quirky sometimes. Okay, there we go. All right, what I need is I need to patch this spot right here. So I've already got it torn, so I'm not going to worry too much about what that looks like. So what I'm going to do is just simply come in here, and I'm going to cut this piece. And then I'm going to take me a piece like this. See how much I need. I don't need but about that much. Don't need to have any more than you got to have. But now make sure you got enough to glue on both sides of it. I'm going to do that first. All right, I think it's going to glue okay. And I'm noticing here that it's going to be a little bit longer or taller than the actual cut. I'm trying to find one of my pins, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, I need a little bit cut off there and a little bit cut off there. So what I'm going to do, you see my 2 pencil marks? I'm going to take my tear ruler, and I'm going to pray I got enough left to do this. I'm going to lay my tear ruler there and tear ruler there, and I'm going to slowly pull that. See, I lost some of it, but we're going to keep on. Press it down really hard. It's a repair job, so it's not easy, always all that simple to do. And if it's easier for you to tear with your hands, which in some spots it is, that should fit perfectly, and you still got your tear line. And that's what we were after. Alright, so now I'm going to glue this end of it. Probably better to glue the piece that you're trying to repair. Okay, I'm going to glue both ends. Match it up. I think I've done the wrong side. Bear with me. I didn't, but we're going to do it this way anyway. Okay, I'm bringing it right out to the edge of the book, and I'm just laying that right across there. So now I have repaired, as you see, I have repaired that spot right there. Okay? So let's go on by opening it up. Make sure there's tear pages in between. We're going to glue it. All right, and it's probably a good idea, which I should have been doing all along. When you're gluing, I'll tell you it's a little secret. If it's easier for you, let me show you another thing you can do. My trusty old little fellas right here. You can use them for the base gluing. That way you got time to move it around if you need to. So I'm going to put the glue on first with one of these glue sticks. Ooh, until it's hot in here, because that's a soft glue stick. And go there. So that's the first part I've done. And then I am still going to come back with a little bit of my glue. But this way I don't have to have as much of the wet glue. Okay? I'm going to come in with my next page. I'm going to set it in. Pull out my glue page. Make sure as I'm pulling up that I am inside of both boundaries, top and bottom. And then I'm going to press. Okay. I don't have to press hard. You can just press lightly, and that's fine. So now your next page is inserted into your insert area. And it's patched and repaired, and we're going to go do the back side now. Stick our glue piece in. little teeny pieces to work with. Takes a little bit of patience. Now that's 2 pieces, so make sure you pay attention. You should not see on this back side. And if you wanted to make that larger, you could. I'm not going to. I don't need to. I know it's going to catch it. But if you were a little worried that you tore it a little too short, you could add another strip right there if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm going to just go with the flow right this minute. I got to be a little more careful because it is short, and I don't want to glue the other. Well, it don't matter if it gets on the other side. You know that, because that's the paste is going in. And now that I'm looking at this didn't go in as far as it needed to. So I'm going to have to pull it up a little bit and slide it in a little deeper into that gutter. I got to pay attention to that, because you do want it to stay. And then go back and just kind of make sure that you're along the lines here and here, that the pages are lined up. And they are now. Okay, pull that over. Pull your glue paste up. Take your, throw that in the garbage. And come in here. And see, I'm not happy with that. I see a little bit of offset there. I'm going to come back and pull it up again and look and see. And yes, it slid again on this corner. Got to be really cautious with that, okay? I'm probably going to have to pull the whole thing up. But don't fret. Don't fret. Just go slow. Especially if you're using the glue stick. You got plenty of time to make these adjustments. But I'm going to have to come in and push a little hard on this back side and make sure before I press that my alignment is right. Then I'm going to go back again with this piece, do the same thing, and you've got your second insert in, and everything looks balanced. Let's go around, nice and clean. I got a few words showing, but I'm not even going to fret over that. I can probably take a little something, but again, there's not a lot I'm going to try to do to anything this close in, because remember I told you this is where you get the alligator mouth, is by putting too much stuff close to the center. All right, let's go one more page, and then you guys have got the idea, I think, of how to put your inserts in. If you got any of the lacy ones done, go put them in. I really haven't even adjusted my pages for what I wanted to the front or back of the book. I just grab them randomly. Sometimes that works out better for me, just to grab randomly. But I do want to make sure the next one I grab is not got the same background. So I'm just going to kind of look through mine. I want another maybe picturesque something. I kind of like the writing desk. Yeah, I think I kind of like that one. Okay, so that's going to be my next one. Before I normally do this, and I'm just showing you this a little earlier because usually I get it all prepped. Then I get my pages in the order I want to put them in the book. But I didn't want to keep holding you guys up if y'all had gotten further along than me and as far as your prepping goes. Some of you may not even be putting the lace on, and you may be sitting there waiting for the next video. So I'm going to try to keep the videos coming. So just bear with me and work along the best you can. And I'm not sure, but I do believe, I'm not sure, but I believe there's notifications on YouTube when you join a channel where you can be notified of new content. So that's another way you'd be able to keep up with when I put the next video out. I believe it would ping you, because I have several that gets pinged. I know that I have several that I watch regularly, and my cell phone will ping me when there's a new video. So anyway, I think I'm right about that. I sign up for so many of these things. I'm not sure how it all transpires sometimes, how I ended up knowing what I'm knowing about somebody's channel coming up or something. But anyway, that's the best of my knowledge. I think I signed up to get pinged when videos were posted for certain people I'm following. I do hope you will subscribe and follow me if you're not. If you're not, we certainly welcome you to our little group here. We try to stay friendly, and I do try to answer your questions, and I do try to provide, I call them classes. I do provide tutorials when you guys specifically request something. I do try to do that. And even if you see a tutorial somebody else has done and you have a question about their tutorial, you can call, text me or write me and ask me and give you the link to their video, and I'll go look and see if I can answer maybe something that you're not familiar with. But usually if a person's doing a video and you need help with it, they themselves will tell you. But anyway, I don't mind helping any way I can. This is just a fun hobby for me, and I love sharing it, so I hope you're enjoying it. Okay, guys, so now I've got 3 inserts done. That's how the book is looking so far. It's going to be absolutely beautiful, but that is what you need to be doing right now. You need to be finishing getting your lace on your sides of your pages, and then you need to be getting the inserts into the book. And once we've got all that done, then I'm going to come back and show you how to set all these extra pages where we've done the fancy folds for different pockets and things. So that's all I'm going to do on this portion right now. I'm going to take a look. I think this video probably with the 2 segments that I've already got done is long enough. I'm going to end this one for right now, and I'm going to say I'll see you maybe again tomorrow. I am trying to get up at least 1 video a day. I can't always promise. I mean, look at my fingernails. I haven't even had a chance to do them. I had to go to urgent care again early this morning. But this is where we are, and I'm hoping you're enjoying it. I hope you will subscribe. I hope I'm staying far enough ahead on the videos that you're able to have something to do between shots. But like I say, I'm going to work diligently the rest of this afternoon on getting my lace on my pages and getting my pages inserted in my book. And then we'll come back tomorrow and hopefully start prepping the rest of the book. I'd love to get that basic prep done so we can get to the fun stuff of building the journal cards and the fancy tags and things. So this is Nana Kay saying, have a great day. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.